Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome if you're new. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and let's get right into today's video. So for today's video, I'm going to be testing out an acrylic kit from Temu, and one of my big unboxings from Temu, I did pick this out. And if you recall, if you watched that video, I did say I would test out this kit in another video. That way I can make it like more specifically towards this kit. I will have a link down below if you guys want to check it out. But yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing in today's video, and of course some nail art. But right now I'm just unboxing everything. Also, this nail drill also came with the acrylic kit, so I didn't pick this out separately. It came with it's basically like a bundle. But yeah, this is how the drill looks. It comes with the cord piece. It doesn't come with the wall block, so you will have to provide your own. It comes with some drill bits and sanding bands and also the instructions. Then here is how you basically control this drill. So it comes with this little piece here where you can control the speed and also put it on the forward and reverse directions. To be honest, I was not looking forward to working with this drill just because I'm so used to my Kiara Sky one and I love it so much. But I will test everything out and let you know more of my opinions once I actually use it. So getting into this acrylic kit is supposed to be beginner friendly. It is from the brand called Lime Girl. It comes with this mini hand file which has the Lime Girl printed on it. Also underneath the acrylics, it comes with some plastic forms. I've never really used plastic forms before, but I just knew I wasn't gonna be able to use them. Also, it comes with 3 different types of brushes. Well, not different types, but 3 different sizes. And this is what you would use to apply the acrylic with in this kit. And honestly, I was not feeling these at all. Like, look how bented up they are. And they felt really soft and flimsy to me. But I am going to try, like, just to get like an overall review of this kit. And I'll tell you guys more about it. But also included, it comes with a little damping dish. It comes with the EMA monomer. I like the size of this monomer jar. I feel like it is enough for these powders. And here's what the powders look like. At first I was so confused because all of them are labeled pink, and just by looking at them they clearly look like nude colors, but on the top it labels them for which colors they are. So we have like pink nude and things like that. So this first one here is a nude pink, and I'm going to show you individually what these colors look like. Still, to me, they look like nude colors from the jar, but I will swatch them in a few seconds just to let you guys see what they really look like. This next one here is a peach nude, and you can kind of see like the pink peach tone to it. And then lastly we have the classic pink, which still look like nude, but like I said, I am going to swatch them. These jars are pretty small, so beginner friendly wise, I think this is a good amount for you to practice with. But in a way I feel like it's not, because depending on how many times you would like to practice, you will go through this jar very quickly. But yeah, let's just go ahead and get the monomer out. I tried to prep my brushes, so once I poured the monomer into the jar, you'll see me like dipping the brush into the monomer, and then I'm kind of flattening it out. That's because I do like my brushes to be a little crimped or like wide fan style. So I'm gonna do that a few times just to try to get the brush how I like. That way I'm more comfortable with using it and it's a little better for me. So once I finished, it didn't really do much. The brushes are pretty bent up, so there's not really much I can do. I just went ahead and started to swatch them. So when I was swatching these, I noticed how quickly they do polymerize, and I was so happy about that. Like, I was so excited because whenever I get things like this, I just always expect them to be like super cheap. And I'm not gonna lie, I always expect the worst just because, like, I don't know, like I just don't expect them to perform well at all. But so far these swatches are so nice. They still look like nude tones. I feel like the only peachy tone is in that last color, which is the classic pink, I believe. But yeah, these are the swatches. I think these colors are super nice. And so now that we got these swatches done, we can get into prepping our nails to begin our application. So for my nail tips, I'm just going to be applying some coffin nails. These are from Too Cute Nail Supplies. I love these tips. They're already pre-shaped, so you don't have to do much at all. Just apply them. And if you want to check these out, I do have a discount code that you can use. It's always in the description box below. I do have a peel off base because I will be popping these nails off, just like most of you already know. But I'm just going to go ahead and apply them. And also, all of these products will be linked down below just in case you guys want to check them out. So this is what the nails look like now that I have them on. I did go ahead and clip them down just a little bit because I love my long nails. So I didn't make them too short to my liking. After deciding, I wanted to go in with like some summer nail art. So I will be using yellow. And I did go ahead and swatch them again just to see what acrylic pairs nicely or which one pairs better with that yellow. And I really like how the first color looks. I like that it's a lighter tone. So I'm going to be using this color over all of my nails just to do something very simple. I usually would like to go in and try to use all of the colors like as best I can. But I thought only one would go good together because these colors and an ombre, like I just didn't want to try to get ahead of myself. So I just wanted to do something very, very simple. But getting into this application, so the first thing I noticed is how quickly these acrylics dry. So you'll see me going in with so many beads. I'm gonna have to like try to smooth it out the best I can, which I did have to work a little bit harder and use like the body of my brush to kind of make sure everything was flattened out and use a little bit more pressure. It was hot this day, but I did have my air on, so the air was not a factor in it. And I did try to work with like wetter beads, but the wetter they are, it just kind of, it doesn't really work right. So it was just like so difficult and challenging trying to lay this acrylic, especially with this brush, because the brush doesn't make it any better. But so yeah, I did realize I had to work with them a little bit wetter if I didn't want them to dry super quickly on me. And even then, the wetter beads still dry super quick. Like I was mentioning in the beginning, I do believe this acrylic kit is supposed to be beginner friendly, but honestly, I would not recommend this to a beginner because the acrylic is drying super fast. Like even with my 3 years of experience of doing nails, even though I am like self-taught, I kind of got the idea of how to do it. I'm pretty comfortable with using acrylic. And for the most part, I can work a little bit fast with acrylic. And if it's drying super fast for me, in my opinion, I feel like a beginner would not have enough time to work with it. Like it is just gonna dry extremely too fast. And when you are a beginner, you want to take your time to like just have enough time to work with it and get the idea of how you are supposed to be laying the acrylic, have a chance to smooth it out. Like, you know, you want to have time to work with the product. So a beginner would definitely not have enough time to work with it. But as far as my application, I think I am doing a pretty nice job. Like I said, I am starting to work with them a little bit wetter. I'm going in with smaller beads. That way I don't have a big blob. If I put too big of a bead, it's just gonna dry and become like a block, and then I'll have to go in and try to make everything even and smooth it out, and that is just a lot of work. So I would rather just go in with as many small beads as I need to. That way I have a smooth application, or somewhat smooth. So this next bead is one of the beads I wanted you guys to pay attention to. So once I finish, I'm going to get my monomer like usual. I'm going to pick up a small bead because I'm working at the cuticle area. Like it's super wet to where it fell on my hand. And once I put it on the nail, it's like completely dry again. So like it's so challenging trying to work with this. Like that bead was still super wet. I still have a lot of monomer in my brush and you can see it. Like, I don't know what is going on with this acrylic or why it's drying super fast. But yeah, that is just my opinion on it. If you are a beginner and you want something cheap to practice, I feel like this would not be a good kit. Only because it dries super fast. And trust me, you are going to want to have that extra time to work with it. It will make all the difference. So I did my first nail, my application. It was super bumpy, but it's not terrible. So I'm going to move on to my next nail, and I did switch out my acrylic brush. I'm going to be using this one here from Bomb Nails. It is a 100% Kolinsky brush, and for the most part I do think this brush made my acrylic application a lot better. I am able to pick up a bigger bead, that way I can cover more surface a little bit faster. And I am also keeping in mind to work with them still a little bit wetter. But the thing is, when you are working with like beads like this and you have a lot more monomer, if you use too much monomer like up at the cuticle area, you will start to experience like heat spikes, because when you have a lot extra monomer, it's gonna create like that chemical reaction and your finger will start to burn. Trust me, I've been there where I did my Kiara Scott dust collector unboxing and I intentionally made my nails bumpy so I could like test out my dust collector. That hurt so much, it burned like crazy. So I was keeping that in mind to not work with so much monomer up at the cuticle area. But near the tip of my nails, I do that part first, like with all of my applications, unless I'm doing an ombre to where I need like a certain color underneath. But when I was doing like the tips of my nails, I did work with a little bit more monomer because since it's at the tip, I can't really feel it as much. And this nail compared to the first one, as you see, it looks a whole lot better. It looks a lot smoother. The brush definitely had a lot to do with it. However, the monomer in acrylic still dries super fast, so I did have to speed up, work with wetter beads, to work with smaller beads, just basically do what I needed to do so my application wasn't so bumpy. And the reason I stress getting at least a smooth application or as smooth as possible is because when you are starting to file, it is going to take a very long time trying to get the nails smooth, and if you don't file as much, sometimes the nail can still be bumpy and the overall look of your nails are not going to look right. So it all starts in the foundation, so that is why it is best to try to learn all of the basics to get that good foundation, and then you can progress into something else. So that's basically how I'm going to do the rest of my nails, like keeping all of those tips and tricks in mind. And I'm just going to let you guys finish watching up this application. I did keep in all 4 of my nails. I did my thumb off camera. I wanted to leave most of the application in and not just cut it out, because since I am doing a review on this acrylic kit, I wanted most of the process to be included so you guys can just watch it play out. But yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying today's video. If you haven't already and you are enjoying the video so far, make sure to go ahead and give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and leave a comment down below. So the question of the day for today's video is, do you like using acrylic or are you more of a polygel person? Personally, I like to use both of them. I like when it comes to filing polygel more. I feel like it's quicker, but when it comes to acrylic, I feel like I could do a lot more designs. So question of the day, which one do you prefer? Are you a polygel person or do you love to do acrylic? Comment that down below. Alrighty, so here we are done with the acrylic application, and this is how my nails look. So they still look pretty bumpy, they don't look even at all, but that is why I'm gonna go in with filing. So I did wait a little bit, the nails still look kind of wet, so you want to wait till they completely dry. Once I did wait, I'm gonna go in with these files. These files are also from Temu. I didn't use the mini file that came in the acrylic kit just because I just knew it was gonna be super small. I wouldn't be able to work with it, so I'm just gonna go in with these 8080 grit files from Temu, and these are absolutely amazing. I like these. I love the grit on them. I feel like they get the job done. So I just decided to use these, and I'm gonna start my filing by filing my sidewalls and underneath, going over the surface, just like I always do when it comes to filing acrylic. I use my hand file first because I feel like I have a lot more control instead of just going in with the e-file. I like to smooth over my surface first and then go back. If I have any more like bumps, I'll do those with the e-file, but for the most part I feel like I do all of my filing with the hand file just so I can have a little bit more control. So I'm gonna let you guys watch this part play out, and then I'll be going in to seal my cuticle areas and just clean up a little bit underneath my nail using that e-file. So just the part where I'm filing with the hand file, I think this looks pretty nice compared to how it was when I started, and this was my worst nail. So this is how it looks with just using hand file, and now I'm gonna remove all of the dust to go in, file around my cuticle areas to seal everything in. So for the drill bit, I didn't know which one I wanted to use, so I'm gonna go in with the one next to the mandrel bit. I don't know what these are called, but it looks more like a medium barrel bit. Like, I don't know the specific name, but it kind of looks like the one I'm used to using. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that into my drill. I did plug it in already. Of course I will be working with this in the forward direction because I'm using my right hand, and I did go ahead and turn it up just a little bit. One thing I don't really like about this is that you can't tell the exact RPMs because you don't want to work with anything too rough or too fast. But when it came to this drill, you will see me get that little piece again, and I did end up having to turn it up all the way just because once I actually started to like go around my cuticle and like file at pressure to where I need it was barely doing anything. So a low speed on this drill is definitely a low speed, which I'm not mad at. Also, it could have a lot to do with the actual grit on this drill bit. Like, there's not really much like grit to it, if that makes sense. But yeah, I really did love that it actually feels very low because you don't want to go in with a super fast speed for something you don't really need it with. So I don't think this is a bad drill at all. I think it's very beginner friendly. The only thing I would have to say is that I don't like how you can't really tell what RPMs it is. Also, whenever I did add a little bit pressure in the spots I needed, like underneath my nail or where I saw like a bump in my nail, it kind of slowed down or like almost stopped. So the power of this drill isn't really that great, but for the most part I think it is a very beginner friendly nail drill. I don't know if you can get this separate on the Temu app, but like I said, I did get it with the kit, so you can look around for alternatives or find one just like it, maybe on Amazon if you are interested in this drill. So now that I got all of my nails shaped, filed, and buffed, I'm gonna go in with a stiff manicure brush and some alcohol just to remove all of that dust and the creases around my cuticles so we can get into the nail art. So for the most part, I think I did pretty good when it came to filing these nails. Although now that I got them all cleansed off and I'm looking at them up close, I was paying attention to my nails and you can kind of see where in some spots it looks spotchy. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but in person it kind of bothered me, but I was gonna do some nail art which was gonna cover it mostly, so that part really didn't bother me. But now getting into the nail art, which is what I'm so excited for. I think it turned out so cute, yet it was so simple. I'm gonna be taking a yellow gel polish and I made two little spots on my nail palette. I'm going to be mixing one of them with some white to create more of like a muted pastel yellow. Then I'm going to mix some with like a brownish orange, kind of just to make it look more of like a golden color. I'm going to be doing some summer bee nails, and this is actually a recreation set I saw on Instagram, which I am just kind of going to speed right through. I don't plan to talk the entire time and explain everything because this set was super simple. And I do like the idea of just letting you guys watch it all play out so you can enjoy it. But just a little rundown, I'm going to be doing some Frenches on my index, ring, and pinky, and also my thumb. And then I'm going to be polishing my middle nail with this solid yellow. I'm going to be doing some honeycomb nail art on my Frenches and also doing like a dripping gold, sort of like some honey, but it's going to be gold using my chrome powder. I'm going to draw a little bumblebee on it, and then I'm going to do like some details to where it looks like it's been flying around my nail. So I'm gonna let you guys just watch the rest of this part play out. I really hope you guys enjoy it. I think this nail art turned out so cute. So I'm just gonna leave you guys to it. Make sure that you are liking the video if you are enjoying it. Also, like I said, if you haven't subscribed yet, it will really help the algorithm to push out my content if you guys do subscribe. I notice a lot of my viewers are not subscribed, so if you are one of those people, I would really appreciate it if you did go ahead and hit that subscribe button and join the family. And also leave a comment down below, it will really help me out. So I'm only going to show one layer on camera. Once I cured it, I did cut the camera off and add a second layer over my Frenches and my middle nail, and this is what they are looking like. I wanted to give the yellow just a little bit more of like an opaque look, so that's why I did the second coat. And now I'm going to go in with that golden type-ish yellow with a smaller liner brush, and this is where I'm going to be creating my honeycomb. And when I tell you guys, this was so tricky to draw, like in the middle, like somewhere in the middle, I just started to do lines at some point because it was kind of confusing. I didn't know like where to place the next one. if I place it too soon, it kind of throws off the rest of the design. So just know it was super tricky. I did leave in some of my mistakes, so you can see me going back to correct them, but for the most part I sped this part up because it was super challenging. And even though it looks super simple, just lines connecting, to me it was a little bit more challenging than I expected, but I did get it done, which I'm happy for. So I just wanted to let you guys know that before you start watching the entire process. And I will be doing the honeycomb over my index French, my ring French, and also my middle nail. So for the bee, I am still using that really small liner brush, which is from Kiara Sky. It is their smaller liner brush that came in their 8-piece set. I'm going to be using this, and this black gel, I wanted something that's going to stay in place a lot more, so I did go ahead and grab nailzbydev black liner gel, and that is what I'm using to create the little bee. So doing these little lines, even though it's such small detail, I thought it added so much to this nail set, because where I live, like I live in the country, guys, so there's like a lot of bugs here and like a lot of bees during the summers. So like near my house there's like a lot of bees flying, so just to like indicate that this bee have been flying over my nail, it's just so cute. I love that detail. But I went ahead and cured that. Now I'm gonna go in with some matte top coat from Not Polish. I'm gonna top coat all of my nails. I didn't leave it in, but at some point this black gel paint did start to smudge, so I had to like wipe it off and go in with it again. But yeah, I am going to be adding some matte top coat. I'm going to go ahead and cure and finish adding all my details. Also after this is where I'm going to be doing my little golden honey drops, which I thought were so cute. I did just start by drawing on where I want my honey. Usually I would use black, but since this gel polish is still going to leave behind like a tacky layer, I just went ahead and used that yellow since I already had it there. Also, I didn't want anything too dark just in case I messed up, but I went ahead and cured that for, I can't remember how long I cured that. After I pulled it out of the light, I went over it with my chrome powder from Kiara, and once I finished rubbing it on, I got my dust brush starting to like remove the excess, and it would not come off. So at that point I got kind of scared because I thought I was gonna have to file over it to remove everything. Once I started to rub over it with my gloves, the part where I didn't place that yellow gel down, it started to come off. So I was so happy when I saw that happening, and I just went ahead and rubbed all of the excess off, and then I did clean up some off camera using another brush and some alcohol. I did attempt to do the same thing with my thumb because since it worked, like it wasn't the best process, but it still worked, and that's all I basically wanted. So I ended up doing the same thing with this one, but it didn't come out how my first one did. After I did cure it and apply my chrome powder, I started to like rub it off with my glove again, and it was just starting to like smudge over the tips of the nails, and I was just like, oh my gosh, this is not happening to me. And mind you, I've been sitting down for so long trying to apply that acrylic, like it just took me so long to do this nail set. So I did end up having to like wipe the entire gold part off with some alcohol, and then I just went over it with some of Kiara's rub on chrome powder just over where I want that to be, and this is what I'm doing now. And it did work a little bit better. I still needed to clean up some off camera. And now to add some finishing touches, I'm gonna add some rhinestones near my cuticle, some black rhinestones, and one single pearl in the middle. And then once I finish this, we are going to be done with my nails, and I can show you guys what they look like. So here I'm just adding on some cuticle oil to re-nourish my cuticles. Once I finish rubbing them in, this is how the finished nails looked. I think these turned out so cute. They're so simple, but it's just something. I feel like these have an innocent look to them. Like they're so fun here, they're so sweet, and they are perfect for the summertime. And I just love this yellow as well. I didn't end up like mixing to create this very soft yellow. I would definitely love a full set of these on both hands. But yeah, I like how these turned out. Regarding the acrylic kit, I did enjoy using it, although I didn't appreciate how fast the acrylic dried on me. So like I said in the beginning, I don't recommend this for a beginner. However, now that I'm actually looking at my entire set, I'm really loving how this nude looks. It reminds me of a nude from Not Polish or Kiara Sky. Like, it is honestly gorgeous, so I'm so happy I did end up going with that one. I really love how my gold honey drops look as well. I feel like I could have did more, but I didn't want to go overboard. Also, I feel like I should have replaced my thumb and my index nail and like get more of like a honey vibe from like just my 4 fingers. But yeah, I really like how this set turned out. It is just so cute. I'm obsessed with it. So yeah, that basically concludes today's video. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you guys thought about today's nail set, and as always, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.